already messing up names nice and early. Alright, so you and Josh.
Huge honor for me.
Thank you, James.
Resub, James. Peters with the boulders. So Aries and I, you, Josh. Josh working his body lock. We got Justin and Zach. And Joe and Braden. There's a good switch from Josh as he starts to lose the body lock. So, like, you work the body lock for a bit, but he's not keeping your heels tight to your butt, even like the one.
Right.
At that point, with him lifting his hips away, yeah, I'd like to see him try to get his, I mean, he's going to have to clear that overhook you have.
Yeah, but he goes through to knee cut here. I'm able to keep knee elbow connection. I don't remember if I feel like he passes me here, though.
What's up, Jordan?
Oh, okay. I turtle up.
Okay.
And then I go back to a guard. Oh, yeah, but then he mounts me. So he goes up and attacks my head and gets me like a really tight head and arm. And I had to come up and bring my hands up to adjust. And I left my leg down here. And
That was nice.
good. Yep. But yeah, he got a really good top in chest to chest connection. So then I had to think about getting out of mount.
Just want to go back to Zach with Justin over here on the side. So let's go where. So Justin does a good job getting the 2-on-1 grip to push that arm by, and this is where Zach. I hope Zach knows he's in some trouble now. It seems like he's not, like he really is just focusing on getting his grip back, so that's good. That's just one of those like early white belt situations that it gets overlooked until it's too late. I like that he's working with good posture here. Well, he could be, he's kind of in the danger zone actually. I take that back. With the way his head's kind of leaned forward over Justin's body, and he's reaching back to open the guard. The reach back's fine. I prefer to see it from a standing position. If you're gonna do it kneeling, I want you sitting like straight up. Otherwise, Justin's got an opportunity to throw up the triangle here. Like right around here as you clear, like maybe I guess you're out of danger right now, but just before that, that's where it can get a little sketchy. I found out from Josh, he signed up for intermediate, which allows heel hooks at Naga. That's one of those little nuances that I didn't know. You don't have to wait until expert with Naga. It's only in novice and beginner they don't allow you to heel hook.
Interesting.
Good job, Justin, staving off that Kimura threat. So with Aries, I'm taking a very slow approach to the back take. You can see I start from like, I get to mount, I take an upright position rather than smashing, just because I wanted to disrupt his grip on my hips. I didn't want him to be able to like, perform elbow escapes or anything like that. I'm prone to like being taken off balance from bridges there, but once I feel like I have myself safe as far as elbow escapes are concerned, that's when I can start to isolate limbs, either look for underhooks. In this case, I look for a gift wrap and go for the back take from there. drilled really
Yeah,
well.
that came.
2 hours of dude. 2 hours of lifting and then more drilling. I don't know how they're still awake.
Yeah.
I would be in my bed or in a Epsom salt bath.
Yeah. You like the camera angle, Andrew? Yeah, it's we switched up what, 2 weeks ago? It's been, right?
I mean, we've been doing it for a few weeks now. We just had like some old footage that wasn't at the good angle yet that we were getting through.
That's always a good one with brothers. Drilling and not fighting.
Dude, I want to see their lifting on TikTok. I haven't seen any of that. I think Aries and where did I get? Okay, just
Triangle.
to the triangle. Gotcha. And then we stood up from there. Okay. I like watching our stand-up battles. So I just want to see this again. So that was a very sloppy attempt at an Uchi to sweeping his leg out, which he shrugged off with no problem. There's that high crotch single that
we talked about after this class. Yeah.
Yeah, so he sets it up off of that like underhook, the near side underhook.
Yep.
Quick level change, high crotch spin around, and then I believe, let's see, does he go for the, oh, okay, I disrupt his grip. And then he goes down for it again, switches up to almost to the double. All right, cool. I'll check that out. See Joe on a straight ankle.
On Braden.
Yeah, it bums me out that they're not going to be able to do straight ankles under this rule set. But I think we mentioned that in a previous stream. Like that, this is going to be a really good time for them to develop their straight ankles, since straight ankles and knee bars will be legal in Naga when they're 14, and then they could just jump on the scene and break a bunch of kids' legs. Josh putting a lot of pressure on with that front headlock. Oh,
Yeah.
I twisted Aries here. So I was trying to take his back, and he was slipping it, so I lock in like just a crossbody right here.
Yeah.
And I think he knew immediately what I was trying to do. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I didn't crank it. Oh god, imagine Baker on TikTok. So much rucking and lifting footage. Josh going for the big spin at the end. Yeah, yeah, I agree, Justin. It's like, oh, cool. Someone's bone is gonna snap, and we're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Right, good job not accepting those collar ties, Braden. I wish Ronnie would do the same right now. She needs to do a big shrug. There we go. Okay, switch to the single. Oh, all right, whatever. Okay, all right. She's
Going for the leg. Yeah, I'll take it.
Let's connect that grip. Good. That's exactly what I want him to do. You're not slow, Ronnie. You can move quick. Well, it's H-E-E-L, but okay. Yes. Interesting takedown from Ronnie here. So the step around and then driving through. Gets Justin on one leg. Yeah, I mean, a little. It's not like it's not some slick judo high magnitude throw or anything, which it never has to be. Ronnie, keep in mind with that tight waist grip here, you've got a good opportunity to take this leg behind as well and just pull Justin's hips this way for another trip, sending him backwards. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna step around like this, you have the Uchimata. If you don't want to do that, driving through and just getting him unable to get his base back seemed like it's a pretty low energy sort of takedown.
Yeah, it puts his feet in a line, right? His feet have to come closer together if you push.
Yeah, Pinball. I think that post got some of the highest interaction on his
response.
Yeah. On his Instagram, like out of anything he's ever posted. I feel bad. You know, love him or hate him, I feel bad for the guy. He's definitely suffering, especially not being able to do what he loves to do. Looks like Braden was thinking about a flying armbar there, but didn't quite. You need the other arm for that one. The way that you were facing. Oh, ribbing. Who has the beard? Oh, let's see. Probably Zach. Oh, Zach or Pat. One of these two. Yes, that's always allowed. No apologies necessary. Aries with a quick work behind to Josh's back. It's the only danger here. And Josh, you can put this into practice right here. So Aries is going to move like a wrestler. He's going to move really, really quickly. This is where, Josh, you could stick your arm up and capture the hips as he comes around the side. If you're staying turtled up, you know, for safety reasons, that's fine too. He just gets a kind of a free pass to go around the back. Oh, or yeah, Justin. Yeah, Jesus, Justin looks way more like Gordon Ryan with the beard and hair color.
Yep.
Used a flying Kimura on Gavin and missed, but ended up in an anaconda. Way past guard. Yeah, so rolling Kimuras past the guard, I do really like them. They and yeah, I mean, we saw Braden put it to use in competition a few competitions ago, I think. Now it's valid. I just I want to make sure you're landing with that Kimura fully locked up when you do that. It's wild seeing Gordon at like 200 pounds now instead of like absolute beast mode.
Back like when he won EBI, back at like 185 or whatever he was.
Yeah. All right. Braden with what was it, Masoto Gari? Oh no. Okay, so
It's just a double.
oh okay. Picks
It's
you up
standard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with the leg trip inside.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin, that's going to be a tough sell on Ronnie, just getting to her back alone. But you're not doing yourself any favors here pulling to the right. Like you're kind of falling back now. I want to see you falling this way when you do it. Ronnie may be making it difficult with her foot planted. Now that I see that, I might give you a pass here on not being able to take it that way. But this is going to be, you know, now you can't get your bottom hook in, right? So that's going to be a more difficult thing to recover from. Oh, she just about gives it to you there.
She does a really good job of like misaligning herself to you.
Yeah. Dude, she's been doing that since we started at Gold's Gym. When she started training with us, she would constantly roll through on my back takes. Raiden with the north-south recovery.
Yep. He's doing good, getting his knee in. Exactly what I wanted to see.
Good.
So even he loses the knee, but then he gets a little bit of distance from me.
Okay.
Puts in
Pulls
some
around.
frames, and then, yep, comes around with a knee in.
Yeah, very much so. But man, so do you.
Mhm.
You've made finishing back attacks much more of a pain now. Josh walking like Frankenstein. Too straight of a shot on Josh. It will not work on him.
Yep. Ask us because we know.
That's not true. You could get him. I think he likes being smothered, actually. So when you get a chance, I think he enjoys it. So Andrew, this role with you, like all through this stand-up, man, when you're fresh, especially, I really think that your snap downs could be your, at least for now, your biggest asset in your stand-up game. You're gonna have to work on one, finishing them just purely as a move in and of itself, snapping down, moving to a front headlock, but also later when that becomes a bit higher percentage for you, and then we start shutting it down more, snapping down, shooting in, right? That sort of chain approach back to back is a really, really powerful combination. But you're particularly good at hanging your weight on your opponents. And besides making them tired with doing that, I think you could absolutely utilize a snap down to like its maximum effect. So I don't mind any of the other stuff you're doing as far as like foot sweeps and all that stuff. It's all great. I would just really like to see you work on putting people's faces right into the mat. Had to really, really drive through on that Uchimata. See Gavin and Austin over here. And again, Andrew, as always, bring it up to us in class or at the open mat, and we'll talk about it a lot more. Mike's got really solid ideas with the snap downs that we worked a few months ago, but I think it made a huge difference for both of us.
Yep. Nice mount by Josh there. Just making sure the knees are pointed away, kind of taking the power out of Joe and just stepping over that back leg, or the top leg rather.
Yeah. So Gavin, you're most likely never going to have to deal with a body style like Austin's in competition. So this constant spidering of your body with his legs is a little unique to him. I'm trying to think about, I honestly don't even, I guess he has your leg. I think he's got a triangle on Gavin's right leg here. It's like half of a crossbody.
Yep. Yep, so now he's got a mount.
Okay. That's good. Good quick Upa. But with somebody with long legs, that triangle is what you want to look out for.
Mm-hmm.
Good standing guard break.
You got the right idea with the right arm with the frame, but the left arm is hugging the head. I know you're probably looking for that big bridge. There it is. Which does tend to work for you. But I would really like to see you getting a cross shoulder post with that left hand and getting your forearm up underneath the throat of Josh, getting, your left forearm basically all the way across his shoulder line.
Instead of
in front of his chin, instead of over the top. I mean, I realize that you and Cole especially have a really good higher percentage reversal from here. I wouldn't bank on it, especially when, like, I don't know, Josh is getting really seasoned with this type of position, so he's going to be able to shut it down. But framing across the throat, I think, is going to give you a better bet, getting onto your right hip and then just doing your basic hip escapes, or elbow escapes rather.
Yeah, it looks like Josh gets the better of this one.
Mm-hmm. At least for now. You never can tell.
Yeah.
And here you have a ghost pass. So can you go back to where you had the that underhook right here, right there? So this is, Joe, is probably the best position that you've been in so far. This is a really big shuck with the right arm, right? And you're basically turning to your left as you're shucking him off, and you end up into a front headlock. In fact, you can go straight into a darce from this escape.
He can't have that left arm in that position though. He's
correct. You just gotta throw that one out by the wayside, and then give a big shuck with the right hand, and then come out and around. I always called this the ghost pass. I don't know why it's not a pass.
Yeah.
But
ghost escape.
Ghost escape is probably
it's
aptly named.
I think you know it, Joe. It's where you pendulum your legs around this way, your head pulls out this way underneath the body. But yeah, when you're framing the shoulder line in front, there's a slick little darce there that, like you said, it's a fun one to sneak on.
You made it back out into close guard. That's good. And Gavin with the anaconda.
Nice.
Good.
What was the setup? Okay, it was from Turtle. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, if you can work a heavy snap down, Gavin, get to a front headlock position, and roll that anaconda up, and use your legs immediately, just to really set it in, I think you're gonna have very good luck with that. Again, it'll come off some powerful, effective snaps, which you guys can practice tomorrow. Ooh, Josh going in for
the second one.
A little double Kouchi there.
Yep.
So let's just slow this down for a second. This is good. This is it's open guard week, right? This is what we want to see you guys playing around with. So yeah, I'd say Joe's square enough. It's not a huge stagger, but he's ready for you. He pulls that left leg back, so you're not going to get the double Kouchi. Let's see, where does his foot come down at? Okay, he kind of...
Yeah, we'll be on open guard next week, too.
Yeah, open guard just started on Monday, even though it was this was our
Memorial Day
10 a.m. open mat. Which, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. I was not expecting this many people at that open mat.
I wasn't either.
All right, look at this, look at this.
Josh, you has... Oh, okay. Good switch into the knee bar.
Yes.
I think, wasn't it... I think Joe caught the heel hook on the last exchange. It was off camera, or, yeah, just off camera.
Okay. Good job following through. Great knee collection here.
Really solid.
Yeah, honestly, right from here, Josh, if you lock your grip up and just kind of straighten your body out, keep your hands close to your chin, take them with you as you straighten your body out. That's a powerful heel hook, man.
Yep.
Good on you for not totally snapping it.
Yep.
And a good knee bar.
And then good to keep it, for the knee bar.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really, my take on the snap down too. It's kind of like the upper body foot sweep. It's relatively low energy, low risk, but it can be a very high reward when it works out.
Quick straight ankle lock on that last one.
From who? Oh,
From,
Josh.
Josh.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, it goes straight into the legs.
So again,
Pulls in, inverts, catches the leg, Remiyashi with a reap,
damn.
which you're going to be allowed to reap. If you can heel hook, you can reap in intermediate.
Yeah. This is good, man. You're looking really comfortable there on the leg entrances from seated. Good stuff. I die a little inside every time you guys misspell heel. Ronnie just bulldogging Austin to the ground.
Good, he deserves it.
Yeah. Oh, is this your role with Luke?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we did start out back here.
Ooh, Austin pulling into a triangle. Let's see how Austin does triangling Ronnie. I know we were just saying, I think on the last stream, how we haven't hit a triangle on her in like years.
Mm-hmm. He's got his legs crossed, or like his feet crossed, rather. He can't really lock up a full triangle here.
Yeah. Yeah, she
He had to let it go. She made him let it go.
Look at that one trying to get to the heel exposure. Yeah. Proud of you, bud. Josh, if you want to spend more bits on us, I think I finally fixed it. So it should only cost you 100 bits to send a voice message. Joe really going after Pat's leg here up in the corner.
I'm trying to go after Luke's leg. But he will not let me dive under. As soon as I dive under, he's starting to come around my back.
He's really controlling your hips quite a lot.
Yeah.
Just want to look at this. So I think this was coming off of close guard week. Gavin put into work the omoplata. So coming into like a clamp guard position briefly and then switching into the oma, I put him back and he immediately gathers, collects for the triangle, and cuts his ankle, which was super good. I believe I gave him trouble on this one. I wanted him to focus on clearing the arm, yeah, which he did. Good, and then he gets it. Yeah, the whole reason I did that, if I'm cupping the hip, like let's see if I can grab a frame. So you could see my hand coming all the way through, like I'm hugging on a tight waist grip. That's going to prevent you from getting to the angle that you want to get to on the triangle. So you can either switch to the wrong way triangle, which I know, Gavin, I told you yesterday, don't even bother with it for now. Like, we'll perfect that when we have more time to perfect it. In the meantime, focus on using your hip extension, as you get your hips up and dig your heels down to clear the arm, and then go on from there. Okay, just give you. No, absolutely not, Jordan. Especially if you guys keep spelling that way. Luke really loves just forcefully pinning that far leg, preventing the high leg.
Yeah, I was staving him off for a while.
Are getting swifty up top.
There it is. Oh, that's right. This was Cole's triumphant return to doing some mat work. With only 3 limbs too. Doing a
So there's
really good job. Oh, okay, let's see it. Hold on.
dude, that was like the closest I had gotten in ever. So he's coming around. He is pinning that far leg. But I'm noticing that I can get my left knee in, and he's keeping his arm down by my side. So when he comes around to hike up like that, I get the crossface leg in. I have a lat juji here. If I can get my hips up high enough. So I'm trying to come up. This is a quarter juji gatame because I have my left leg is bent in kind of in front of his chest, and my right leg is crossface leg. And I've got his left arm, inside of my hip and then by my side, right? And I'm crunching down on my right. And my whole goal here, I had to secure the wrist so that I can heist my hips up and get, you can see how low my knee is here.
Yep.
But I'm pulling with freaking every ounce of my being to try and straighten his arm out and break it. But alas, he thwarted me. As quickly as it started, it ended.
Yeah, for anybody curious, the let's say the efficacy of your armbar is really going to be dictated by your knee position relative to like their ear. If like Mike's saying, he's trying to get his leg up. If Mike gets his knee above the ear, he knows Luke is done. So when you guys are fighting in a position like this, it's an easy measuring stick for whether or not you have the armbar. So there he goes.
You can see how deep the elbow is.
Now Luke's into a little bit of trouble there. Yeah.
He was, and he slipped it right at the last minute. I was so excited.
Let's see one more time. So, like the fact that he got off balance, like that was the one chance you had to really,
Yep.
Like I think if you had straightened your leg and like regathered,
Yeah,
you could.
I agree.
Oh my God, Luke
But his
probably
arm
would
was-
have been very happy for you, but
He well, so, and it's actually really funny because what's gonna happen coming right up. So we get into this leg lock exchange to where he goes and he puts us in 50-50, which I hate 50-50. I think I make it known to all of you that I hate 50-50. So I'm actually kind of nervous at this point that he's gonna heel hook me. And then he does something interesting and he puts me into outside ashi or straight ashi. And so I immediately come up, I dig up underneath, and I can break out of the ashigurami and go for a back take.
yeah, that was surprising.
And so I knew he wasn't gonna give me his back because the last time I trained with him, I took his back and he wasn't really happy that I did that. So I took a really high back take so that I could I can pull a Steven and go straight into an armbar from the back. So now I've got another armbar with a really interesting leg configuration, and he breaks it open and then
That takes your back.
strangles me. Yeah, but it's off screen, so it didn't count.
Yeah, it never happened.
Never happened.
Let's see. I want to go back a little further. What was Gavin doing a second ago? Where were we? Let's do the legs. All right, so Gavin's in to his attacking the turtle position. Ronnie also on a very dangerous straight arm here.
Oh yeah.
So I think I mentioned this in this role, Gavin. Yeah, that's where I'm telling you. Don't rely on just pulling your, doing a hamstring curl to keep my arm trapped with your leg. I want to see either crossed ankles with this ankle on top and this one on bottom, Or like you do here in a second, I want to see you pulling my arm behind my back. Like you're going to hide, your shoelaces are going to go right against my hip, and you're going to hide your foot right behind my back. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a much more secure position.
Yeah, normally you want your elbow, your partner's elbow in your knee crease, like on the inside of your knee is kind of like that'll be the spot to where you can't get out anymore, and you're kind of there here, you know, like in this frame.
Yeah.
If Matt's trying to really escape out, his elbow is going to come right up to that spot.
And yeah, Ronnie can confirm. Damn, Austin's bendy.
He is.
I forget how bendy he is. Like, there's a good gap there between the floor and his elbow.
Mm. Then Kimuras. The Kimuras always get me with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm scared when I get him in a Kimura. I'm scared for him. It's good. And now Ronnie's like, just tap earlier next time. And then Gavin, what we talked about with guillotine safety, there's an example of me doing it. You get the guillotine, say, all right, I'm going to move to cross-side position because you can't guillotine me from there. So I want you to make that automatic. If you find yourself in a guillotine, that's one very good way to avoid it.
Yeah, let's talk about that tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes, this is us working open guard as well. This is more the false reap / shin to shin stuff me and Matt have been working on.
Me totally loading my hips above yours, getting myself in a terrible spot.
Yeah, keep going for the Craig false reap instead of the Danaher. You called that out.
Yeah, with your leg position. Yeah, now you're
with the
doing
leg. Yep.
Yeah, with the leg behind as opposed to in front.
It makes it so much easier to clear the back leg, the bottom leg.
There's Gavin working mounted triangle a little bit, but falling over there, Danny's gonna make it difficult. Good fight on the angle, Gavin. When you're falling off the side, or I'm sorry, off the top, you get to, at this point where you're definitely going, I grab a little bit higher on your shin, like right at your ankle. I'm being nitpicky there, but that way you're just not like stretching your own foot out. Remember when you have that hand connection to your foot, this other leg is free to do some work. That's where you can use that free leg to cut your angle more. So see how you're just kind of hanging out with your foot up in the air right now? That foot can still have a job. And that's, planting off of Danny's hip, maybe planting off of the mat, although I prefer off the hip, to cut your angle a little bit sooner than you are here. And then now you took your hand off of your shin. When you do that, you really want to make sure that this connection is tight. So this is a fairly weak connection right now. Just something to keep in mind as you keep improving on your triangle. It's kind of like how we do with the upper body. When we want to switch grips, we don't just like take a hand off and then replace it with our other hand. We go 2-on-1, and then we can pick safely which hand to remove, because we're reinforced in our grip. See, I'm Cole. You went with like everybody.
Who's Josh training with? Is that Pat?
I believe Pat, yeah. I felt really good about that north-south transition for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in on the shin pin, pummeled to what I felt like was a powerful position, and then you're like, nah, I'm just sneak my elbow in, ruin everything.
I feel like so many people take the bait and try and shove the arm between the legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I want my arm on one side of the body or the other. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want it anywhere else.
I was trying really hard to crowd your legs there, and you managed to shuck my upper body over with that underhook. I was just taking it
Yeah,
for
I had
granted.
that bridge with the right foot, and I was like, so I've tried giving big bridges with my hands before in this position, and like shooting up really high with the right hand. I have not had a whole lot of luck with that lately. So what I decided to do was keep my shoulder tight to yours, and in that bridge, I was able to get a lot of space in order to basically get your hips off of mine, and then I can twist my hips around and come up for a more powerful position.
Yeah. And there, I'm just refusing to stay down.
Yeah.
If you're gonna sweep me, you're gonna earn it. Almost in the
You're doing
cross-hashi.
you're doing a really good job of pummeling your legs.
Yeah, I was trying to get to a stronger leg ride, but your legs are really well engaged, and it's difficult for me to like push the knee down.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost bad sumigashi, and by bad I mean good.
Yeah, I wanted to get you off. I didn't like where you were on my legs, but then I wound up just putting you in side control. And I was like, well, this didn't end the way that I wanted it to.
Being a little mean with a reverse knee on neck, really. Alright, so let's see. Josh is on Pat's back here. Pat is also very difficult to strangle.
Submit from the back. Yeah.
Yeah, he has really good hand fighting skills. So he's a good one to test your abilities on, Josh. And he and I have talked about that before, because I'll get on his back with like 4 minutes left, and he'll taunt me the entire time, and I won't tap him. But for people like that, a lot of times it's the Luke Moeller system of just pummel the living crap out of their face with your cross faces. It really does work. It's a little more mean, but it gets them turning, and it gets their neck open. So if you encounter that at the comp this weekend, that's what I want you doing. Those are the level of snap downs I want to see from you, Andrew, and Gavin and Braden. Just bam, just face to the mat. And notice, I'm not going to be mean about it here and taunt you, but let's see if I can catch some details in slow-mo. So I lead the motion, right? I am going down too. But as I go down, I'm pulling myself out of the way and continuing his momentum down. I'm also pulling square to his foot line. So like where this arrow is, where it points, that's where I want his head to go. If Gavin had a more staggered stance, I'd have to pull in a different direction. You know, if his right foot was back, let's say this was his foot line, I'd be pulling out in this direction, 90 degrees from his foot line. This is going to be the weakest foot position, or the weakest direction for him to, like, for his base to compensate. If you think about if he had a front leg and you pulled him over the front leg, he's got kind of a strong foot position there. So the weakest spot is, perpendicular to the foot line, if that makes sense. So then now, from there, you just, I'm being a bit of a bully right now, just having fun. But this is where you then switch up into your front headlock, go down, onto a chin strap grip, or the chin and the tricep, a full-on guillotine if you can get the depth of the strangle there. But those are the things that you guys can put to work. And then if it doesn't work, just foot sweep them. And let's remember too, as for those competing, you're not there to be nice. You're not training with your training partners. This is where you're gonna see. I mean, I know I did it jokingly, but like what I'm doing to Braden right now. If I don't want him, sitting up towards me, I'm not crushing his trachea, obviously, but I'm controlling his head position, right? I'm using a forearm. I'm going to use shoulder pressure, all those sorts of things. Really make it miserable on your opponent when you guys are at the comp. Give them a reason to mess up.
A solid Katagatame.
Yeah. Off of the failed back. Well, not the failed back take, just losing the back.
Yep.
I know that's one of Luke's favorite transitions too. He loves to set that up. Braden looking for the omoplata now.
It's the triangle. Good transition.
Yeah, I really wanted to see if you guys remembered that transition that Luke showed. And then I take him through the same paces I put his brother through. I'm really hugging the hip, making it difficult for him to cut his angle so that he can kind of think about, all right, I got a problem here. How do I solve it? I got to get the arm out. There you go, with the hips up. All the way across. Excellent. Got to tighten up your leg configuration, but overall, those are the mechanics I want to see you guys playing with.
Gavin hit the one arm strangle on me, and
From the back, or
from the back. Yep, right there. So he's got my hand controlled, and he's drawn the elbow through. I mean, we only showed that like one time, but he really has picked up on this. Very deep. Look at his head position, right? Pushing my head into the elbow. So his strangle arm and his head are on the opposite side of my head, and then he's got my left hand controlled with a control arm, and from here he's taking me. You can see him twisting me to the right hand side to try and get his right elbow behind my right shoulder, and it's just such a strong finish.
Luke had a nasty straight ankle on Austin here. So look at how Luke's finishing. I think we've talked about this with some of you who are flirting with leg locks more. I think you guys get really stoked on the position of your hips for heel hooks and the knee to knee line relationship in a heel hook. And then you apply the same principles to your straight ankle and wonder why it's not working. Notice how far Luke's hips are from Austin's hips here. There's a big space between their hips. He's basically planting off of Austin's hips with his feet and extending himself away. He's got his hips up off the mat. You can tell the knee line isn't a great concern here just by virtue of his hip position. And that's where he gets a lot of the braking pressure in. He switches up to to outside Ashi. He doesn't even need to do that. Austin's just about to tap there. But when you're playing with those straight ankle locks, you want to be further down the leg than you typically are with like a heel hook. So just a good example of that to point out.
Looked like a really solid triangle from Braden.
Yeah, once he got my arm across, it was good. I want to see his leg figure 4 a little tighter though.
Yeah.
I think this is Pat's first roll with Aries. Aries is learning that he doesn't want to be in bottom position with Pat.
Yeah, right.
Pat's moving really well around him though. This looks really good.
Pat's been working on the Katagatame. He was struggling with it for a little bit. See if he gets it.
Looks promising.
Got it.
Got it.
Yep.
Stuff.
Yeah, we're talking about the shoulder adjustment, getting underneath your opponent's shoulder rather than just trying to squash their jaw.
Gotcha.
Gavin with that reverse triangle, an arm, or a Kimura rather, threat. And steps over.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. He actually didn't even have to. He reached his back to try and tighten up the triangle, and it was already very tight.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
Put the Muay Thai clinch on Braden just to see how he handles it, and he goes for that little foot trip. And then into
The knee cut passes that Gavin was giving me were on point. Very solid. How he's fighting for the underhook, right? He's kind of like letting me wear his weight on my right hip. So he steps in. It's a deep penetrating step. And then he keeps his arm in and low, which is what we want to see. I also like when your hand is on the far hip. I do like that, but I'm being difficult here. I keep my elbows in nice and tight. And so one way to counter that is to do exactly this. Stay nice and heavy on the near side hip and pummel your hand in kind of at the last second to secure that underhook. It was a really good pass.
got Aries looking to go up the middle on the pass. Joe and Danny wildly coming back into frame. Joe, you look like you're doing some enough threatening work with your half guard here. Danny's got you beat now on the deep half entrance, but I appreciate the you were really trying to disrupt his base from open guard, not just sitting in front of him. All right, wait, all right, let's go back. I want to look at Pat and Aries. So from half guard, really good control, pushing into Pat's shoulder.
Now Pat's got the underhook.
There we yep, foot pummel, or foot wedge rather.
Ooh.
Nice, a little bit of wrestling there. Spinning right out and around. That was great. What is the grip he has there before he does that? It looks like he takes. Okay, he doesn't even have a grip. He's just posted, but then as he spins around, he's got that like overhook on the on Pat's arm.
Yeah, and Pat, I would like to see I'd like to see tight waist grips. You know, at least trying to get around the hip line areas here and try and slow him down a little bit.
What do you get there? Kimura, I assume?
I think a shoulder crunch or a straight arm from the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Looks like a shoulder.
Yeah. That was a nice scramble.
Mm-hmm.
Good pass from Gavin.
Yeah, outside pass. That was good.
And Braden's been putting that power half Nelson to work pretty effectively now. Again, just to my earlier comment about being a little bloodthirsty with your moves, that power half is one of those. Like, really crunch your opponent's chin into their chest with that. That's how you get the most effective use of it. Speaking of bloodthirsty, doesn't Luke just always look mad when he rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018 Luke is a little different. Luke's had some pretty violent phases in our time with him.
Interesting vintages.
2018 was a bad year for Luke rolling.
Bad year for us, good year for Luke. Rolling.
My absolute favorite is when he sits to guard with me, and I just don't have to deal with him snapping me down and wearing his weight.
Oh yeah, me and Cole.
Yeah, if anybody wants to brush up on their passing, Cole is currently brushing up on his guard retention, so take it to him. Just don't touch his right arm, which he probably won't let you do anyway. Zach with the sweep.
Josh with the back.
Oh,
Don't. Baited.
Was Luke's shin blowing up that day? Is that why he's got the bandage on?
I don't know why I didn't ask him.
It's giant hematomas on his shin from time to time.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different shin, but maybe not. Maybe both of them do it.
Yeah. Just kick him next time. See what happens. Josh, you can get your foot free from that. You gotta not wait around on that. Oh.
Looks like he's got his arm in trouble. Yeah.
That's just the second time now. It's like, oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Luke does love his bottom side Kimuras.
Yeah. That's true.
So I'm gonna put Cole on blast here and give everybody some cheat codes, but it's really for everybody's benefit. I found when I was passing with him that heavier approaches are starting to fail because he is heavily relying on his legs to keep his guard, to create space, to pummel back in, those are all good things. Those are all important skills with guard retention. The antidote to that is using leg drags. When that started to fail, I resorted to light passing, a la Gordon Ryan, the stuff that we learned at that seminar a while ago, which we probably haven't gone over in class. Maybe we should do that. I know I'm teaching not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So maybe I'll go over lighter passing, since it's kind of a half guard or an open guard skill. But leg pummeling and lighter styles of passing, where your hands are planted on the mat over his head and your legs are more mobile. That's a way to combat highly mobile legs from an opponent trying to retain their guard, which was something Cole and I were toying around with yesterday. So now, if everybody goes and does that to Cole, he'll just get good at defending that, and you guys can start playing around with having to switch when he's defending that to switching to heavier passing, having to switch to passing with the threat of a submission, just not on his right arm. And you guys can start chaining together these transitions through like passing styles. Joe, nice back take. It looked like you almost got the arm trap right off the bat there. Then immediately going to the hand fight as you get it. Let's see, okay, yeah. I guess your leg just didn't get high enough on that, which is whatever. You got your hooks in. Oh, Josh trying to smother Luke. Love it. Love to see it. It's going to be a lot more effective with an underhook, but Luke seemed happy about that. Oh. Put another notch in my belt with the Russian wrist snap on Austin here. Bam. Get out of here. Yeah, good. I want you to figure it all out. Because honestly, man, I haven't used that light passing style in a long time, just because I didn't have much success with it. And I only pulled that out of my bag of tricks when you were completely shutting down my leg drags, which not 48 hours before was working very effectively. So, yeah, shut all that down if you can. Also really put me through the paces here in some leg defense, but I ended up staying safe and switching over to being the threatening one here. Trying to switch into cross ashi. Danny trying to hit the snap down. So here I switch into this, it's not really a great example, but it's that crisscross ashi, I think new wave guys call it, where it's not the triangle around the leg. It's my ankles are crossed with, if my legs were longer, one leg up top over the hip, one leg below under the leg, which I believe the effect of that is to shut down or slow down their ability to roll, which the figure 4 triangle cross ashi setup
doesn't do.
Yeah, it's not that effective. If you want to slow it down, you got to straighten your leg. That opens the triangle. That gives their leg room to move.
Yeah, without double trouble, the triangle on the leg doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah. And then I think Austin gets me in a triangle in this roll. And I tried a new escape that I'd never really done before. Josh, let's see how you got there. Alright, Danny rolls out into this. That was a really, really smart way to handle this level, or this head height battle. Because you're both kind of, once Danny gets his knees underneath him, you're both pretty even here. I don't know why Danny, I don't know where he was planning to go with that. but the fact that he let go of the arm or let go of the head just gave you everything that you needed to win the head height battle and then take better control of this position. Circle to the back. Doing a good job getting your knee in, gathering that leg. You were doing that to me too. It's been pretty debilitating.
That's good.
Cole gave Danny a disturbing little, or a distracting little head tap. So that was interference, didn't count. Oh yeah. So I hit a legs Kimura on Austin here. Let's see if we could see the setup. This is a move you do very slowly and very controlled. Again, unless you're at a competition. Which when I matched up against Giant Slayer, I think the match that he had right before mine, he used this move as well. It was the first time I had seen it, like in a competition, actually. So Austin right now has his right arm between my two legs, and I'm keeping it there. I'm switching to my right leg is pointing back this way, and his arm is not coming out. So now I start to run parallel to him. I make sure his arm can't slip out, and I do a forward roll, and I help him through that. Danny's kind of blocking it, but I do a forward roll, and I take him through, because if you just kind of send it, you're gonna break your opponent's shoulder. So right now, it's gonna be hard to see. Right now, his right arm is in a Kimura position, and my leg is what is holding it there. It's not my arms. So just like with an omoplata, I start to use my hips to come up, and I'm bending his arm back in a Kimura position with my legs and my hips, which is what makes it that much more dangerous. You're using much more powerful parts of the body to get the finish. Danny on the straight ankle, trying to keep the leg captured. Okay, so Austin wanted us to look at this back attack stuff he was doing, just to see where he can improve. So let's see, he slips his knee free and gets on the back. Good entrance, just peeling me away from the leg. Getting the immediate body triangle, which I love. Oh, I'm sorry, Cole. I'll go back in a second. So now, let's see. Right from the beginning, I would say, Austin, you need to secure the position a little bit better. So you have the lower body, you need to get the upper body. What that will entail is, I would say first, since my shoulders are on the ground, you're gonna need to pull me back over you. So whether you do it with an underhook and with your right arm, or from an overhook, you need to grab all the way across my neck and pull my body over and get your head to the other side of me, right to like my left side of my head. That's going to align your upper body. Once your lower body and your upper body are aligned, go on your attack. Feel free. Before that, though, no amount of double overhook, face pummeling, forearms across my nose, no amount of that is going to get a strangle. So you're going to have to start recognizing when you can kind of proceed through the whole setup. Did we lose you, Mike? I think we lost Mike. Let's see, let me turn that off real quick. So that's going to be your first thing from there. We could get into the hand fighting stuff later, maybe with some future roles. That's the most glaring thing I see here, though. All right. right, submission, Cole, submission. What were you? There you are. Is this? It's a good sweep. Where did you get this position? Oh, okay. I guess I take it to smother, maybe? It's funny seeing you do nothing with that arm as you roll. Went too far. So... Okay, was it off this? So you're looking for the Kimura, but it's gonna be hard to do the figure four without it. Damn. Okay. I won't doubt you with that. Interesting. So Cole gets a one-armed Kimura here. So fully weaves the arm all the way around to the wrist position. And then, yeah, here, I mean, this is where it just is slightly compromised just because it's a one-armed grip. You can't reach all the way down to the wrist. But man, you got his knuckles back behind his back, which, you know, by now you guys should know that's basically all you need for the Kimura. And yeah, his head, you're taking his head and shoulders down, so you've got, you know, decent influence over the shoulder itself. So yeah, that's rad, man. I would not have expected that. Cole got a one-armed Kimura.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, check it out. So he's got like his arm grapevined around Joe's arm.
Yeah.
Right here, and then finishes it.
That didn't look fun at all.
No, that was slick. All right, onward. So, all right, yeah. So then from there, Austin lost the back. So yeah, man, we can talk more about securing that upper body position. Now you're back on the attack. Here we go. To help his ego. Cole's ego doesn't need any help. We know that, guys. So now Austin looks a little bit better. He's much more aligned. Now he's going on to fight the upper body. Okay. There we go. Getting realigned. I'm really trying to fight that body triangle. So I'm getting my leg behind and outside of his leg to give myself the ability to rotate. Austin, that's real. I mean, that's me, you know, undoing your body lock. So you notice as soon as I undo that, you lose alignment with the lower body this time, and I can get safe. The first time the upper body was misaligned, this time the lower body. Everything you did before this, though, I like. This is how it's gonna look. It's gonna be a bit of a battle. For this, I use if I'm in your position, I'm going to use my bottom side arm to grab the top side wrist. Right, so your left hand is going to grab my right wrist, and it's going to pull it down, you know, below my pec line, you know, down around my stomach, my ribs. That's going to make this high leg over to the arm trap much easier. And then once you get that, then you've got to make quick work onto either throwing in the strangle if my neck is open, or immobilizing my other hand with a same side wrist grip, you know, that underhook where you grab the wrist. And then from there, it's getting under the neck. So I'll take you through that whole sequence and some of those principles in person. It's easier to show than it is to talk through. But then, yeah, once you lose position, start to scramble, man. Get up to the top position. Let's see if this is where I use this. So I know we all make fun of people who look up moves or see moves on Instagram and like, oh man, maybe that'll work in class. I 100% saw Henzo do this in a reel earlier that day. I think Carl Massaro had posted it, one of Henzo's black belts. But what I'm doing that you can't see, my trapped arm is going thumb down into Austin's chest so that my elbow's pointing up. So the break, I'm not worried about the break, right? My elbow's pointing in the wrong direction. My arm is reaching through to the opposite waist. And then I'm going to stand and I'm going to start walking around him. I know I'm stacking here, but I'm going to start walking around. I'm with my waist grip. I'm kind of pulling him this way, and I'm trying to slink my head out by stepping. I'm putting a lot of rotational pressure on his legs. I'm stepping over the head, and you'll see I start to pull my head out, and I can get safe. And I hope Austin feels bad about himself for having a very tight triangle and me escaping it. It made me feel very good about myself. So, learning things on the internet. All right, so this is my first time rolling with Cole since his injury. So this is where you'll see me using a lot of leg dragging to get around his guard. We got Joe Baker and Gordon Ryan. So that was just catching the high leg as it comes over and then spinning around the side, keeping the knees pointed away from me. I assume Pat and Austin are just working legs.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Right in the 50-50. See how Joe handles breaking Justin out of turtle. Not too concerned with the Kimura threat. And then going immediately to the eye line. It's the Gracie turtle I was talking about. Oh, dude, yeah, we didn't even
I totally forgot.
Yeah, what the hell, Joe? You're trying to keep all the secrets to yourself. I appreciate that. So I take it the angle that you were at there on the back is one of the things that you were telling us about. To be riding high on the hips. I can't tell if you get the hook in or not. I don't think you do initially. Gotta go back a little more. Some fancy new stuff. Yeah, man, I want you to show me what you were learning out there.
So you got this crab ride
Outside leg.
type hook. Yeah. So he puts in like a crab hook on the right. So he's trying to fold.
Okay, yep.
Get this going.
Really needs to be posted out in the other direction.
Like over top of him or behind you? Yeah, I think over top of him.
Oh, I
And you're
see what you
splaying the legs open.
mean.
Yeah.
That opens the knee up. That knee elbow connection gets opened up. Then he slips the hook in. Gets it out though. Or looks like Justin got safe.
Behind you. Okay.
Okay.
That would make it easier to slip the right leg back in, I think.
He's back on the hook. And then it looks like you saw the opportunity to slip the hook in as Justin was rolling. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
play around with that. Follow the hips. So this is where I start, I think, really dialing in the leg drag with Cole. So we'll just look at this real quick. So as he's pummeling his left leg over, right there, I scoop up his foot and put it right in my pocket, and I bring my left knee in behind his left knee. And I just kind of take it's not really like the headquarters split squat stance, but I'm trying to drive his leg. I'm trying to keep his knees pointed away from me. He gets me off balance here, but I recover. But you could tell right from here, I'm already past his guard. I haven't pinned him yet, so I wouldn't like get points or anything. But his legs are pointing away from me. I just need to circle around. Because I'm only dealing with one of his frames, it's going to be easier for me to like set in the pin, switching to a bit of a cradle grip, and then we just call that a pass. I do leg drags with Cole when he's 100%, and it's that last mile that's always the difficult one, like to get around the two frames. He'll keep you away, he'll move his hips, and all of a sudden his legs are back in play. That just requires a little bit of like misdirection of the shoulders, kind of pointing the chest to slip some of the frames, making grips, keeping them from coming back in. Well, yeah, I mean, it may have been impossible to stop that day, but like I said, 2 days later, you were making it much more difficult with much more engaged leg action, and you're also down one limb, so that's going to help me out considerably. Maybe something up here in a second. Love it. Love to see it. Watch, you're going to do it, and then we're going to say the Japanese name for it. And if there isn't one, we're just going to make it up. Oh. So, that's not even, I don't even know what you'd call that, other than like, basically a punch choke. Bertram likes this. Bertram actually showed this a few weeks ago. You discovered it independently. I will give you full credit for that. But yeah, with that gift wrap, sneaking the fist in and setting on the strangle that way. Yeah, a crank. Yeah, I think you see that. You might see that a bit more in the gi, where you can grab onto the the lapel and like pressure in. Control the hip and stretch. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Justin tapped and he's mad about it, so that's the most important thing. Austin is in a little bit of trouble here. I hope he realizes. Didn't look like it felt good.
Oh, you guys are walking through the back take.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I think we got 2 more rounds. So Ryan and Joe. Ryan's been asking some good questions. He's definitely eager to improve, so hope you guys are helping him out. It's a good single leg. Right into side control. It's funny, I'm not saying this to put him on blast, but he asked me, it's like, it seems like in a lot of my rolls, he's like, I'm just getting smashed. He's like, how can I prevent that? And I think what he meant was, a lot of like heavy top pressure and everything. And I was like, Ryan, you're a white belt.
Just gotta eat it for a while.
You're gonna get smashed, and this isn't gonna make you feel any better, but I still get smashed. Like it doesn't. It's just part of it. but to actually give him a helpful answer was, and for anybody who may be feeling that same misery, you really learn how to, one, embrace the discomfort. Yeah, in a way, man. Yeah, well, SQC, I imagine you're far enough along in your jiu-jitsu journey that you're comfortable with the misery, as are most of us here. Ryan's a pretty fresh white belt, so
80%.
he hasn't learned to love it yet. Yeah, that's a fair percentage, but I mean, the real trick to it is understanding like where you're limited. Like if I'm gonna get smashed by Josh or by Luke or by Cole, and they're putting all this pressure, and I'm looking straight up, and they're smashing my nose in, I'm turning my head to the side, but I have to understand what I'm then limited to and how to escape on that side when I can't turn my head back the other way. Like you always learn to work within that discomfort, kind of learn to embrace it. And then sometimes, man, you just tap because your nose is about to break under the pressure of your coach. Voids are never a weakness. Love it. Feels that way when you get smashed, at least. Yeah. I used to be comfortable. Now I just got back and I'm only training once a week. So it's, yeah, man, that's the most important thing. As long as you're having fun, right?
Yep.
Sincerely believe that. Shut the fuck up, Cole. All right, so we roll through this rest round, or with the rest period. Watch how Austin and Cole work here. Don't make me put you in timeout, Cole. I'll do it. So Austin is dealing with the knee shield right now. It's going to be difficult from this half guard position. Austin really wants to get chest to chest and put Cole flat on his back. It's going to be a tall order with that knee shield in the way. Clearing the knee shield is it's a problem on its own.
In itself, yeah.
Yeah, but like you can't do it when you're smashing into the person. There has to be some disengagement there. Otherwise, this is what happens. So Cole manages to switch to a butterfly half guard and can elevate Austin and take him off balance enough. Primarily because Austin was like pressing forward into this. Looks like they're talking here. Maybe? Okay, no, we're good. And so that's honestly, I mean, like, look at this. So Austin, right here, he's folding the knee shield down, but he's not like horse kicking his leg back, getting around it. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's fine to disengage. You just can't then come back in and collapse on that knee shield again. You have to set up that knee elbow connection from the split squat. Or there are other options. You could approach it with loose passing or just leg lock them, but you can't load yourself up on the knee shield. Oh, okay. What was that? Okay, and then, yeah, it looks like all right,
just a pass.
Yeah, he gets behind the legs. So
yeah.
Horse kicks over the legs. All right, so Austin, you get Austin and Ryan for the last round. Watch Luke chat with somebody. Ryan's standing pretty upright right now, but he's got
shooting for the underhook.
Yeah, he kind of has Austin's upper body under enough control, maybe to make it
snap.
safe for a second.
That's
the
good.
nicest snap ever.
Yeah. You can tell he doesn't really know what to do from here.
Well, back take.
Nice back take. Very good.
And using the post.
Post for your mount. Yeah.
Gets the arm
Traps the arm. But he's side on. I wonder.
And there we go.
Oh.
Austin taps.
Austin got it, or Ryan got it. Andrew and Joe.
Ooh, doggy. Andrew has been putting those foot sweeps to work.
Yeah.
Definitely much more aggressive with them lately.
Same as Joe and Cole with the arm over the head in this position.
I just want to see Austin set up this triangle. Yeah, typical Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even cut his angle. What a jerk. Okay, there it is. There it is. So yeah, you guys with this overhook grip on the head. I mean, really, shutting it down is just keeping your hips back and down.
Or extracting the left arm from behind the head.
Yeah.
Cross face.
Yeah.
You can post with that left hand.
Yeah, so you have a base. I want to see you guys framing more. I'm going to yell at you next time I see you doing it.
I think it's past the point of working effectively. But they'll prove me wrong, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're going to get rolled with it next class.
Yep.
Austin doing a little bit of his own leg riding here.
And then into legs.
Leg lock in the new white belt.
Yep.
It's the Mooresville Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu way. Just be careful with that. Ryan, yeah. I want to make sure Ryan knows how to manipulate his leg safely. Shut the fuck up, Cole. One more and you're in timeout, dude. I swear.
You got a minute and a half.
Good timing, Joe. And coming up with the underhook, or the exposed, isolated arm rather, on the far side. And Luke's gonna block. So we won't see what happens. Poor Andrew. That looks very uncomfortable with the gift wrap now. Alright, he's got both arms up and under control.
Still surviving.
Josh, you're on thin ice too. Don't think I won't. See, it looks like Andrew might survive the end of this. Definitely still caught it in the gift wrap, but managed to shake the biggest threat with having both arms isolated. Killer, man. Again, Andrew's defense is go compared to mine. Again, that was a Monday morning, 10 a.m. Memorial Day open mat. I think Joe and Andrew had just done the Murph that day.
Did the
too,
Murph,
so.
yeah.
Big ups to everybody for coming out and put in some work on a Monday morning. Morning is my least favorite time of day, so it was nice to see all of you out there working hard. You guys are the best. Let's see. So this Saturday, Naga Hickory. If you guys want to come support your teammates out there, thank you, Andrew. Get on out there, come watch, come hang out, record, all that fun stuff. We've got, what else? I think the next competition is probably July, I want to say. I'll have to look at the calendar. but we'll get squared away on that. Ongoing open guard for the next 2 weeks, so be ready to get to class and work on that. Anything else? I think that's kind of.
I think that's it.
All right. You guys, in the meantime, can go work on your spelling. And, yeah. Since you're terrible at jiu-jitsu, maybe you'll be better at your grammar and your spelling.
Spelling.
In any case, follow us here. Thanks for all of our new followers and our resubs. Thank you, James, for the resub. And thank you, Josh, for the bits, sweetie. You're the best. Follow us here. Subscribe here. Use your Twitch Prime. Go follow us over on YouTube as well, where we'll post this up for you guys to review. Thank you, Josh. And yeah, I think that about does it. Go trim your nails and do your laundry. Don't be stinky. We will see you guys later.
Later.